A lot of people are going to watch Florida football for the first time this year. I know that the opening Thursday night was a nationally televised game, and so a lot of eyeballs on that game. But still, uh, it's SEC play. A lot of people are going to be focused in and seeing this team for the first time. On defense, who are the guys that we should look out for?
For Florida, I mean, Scooby Williams and Shamar James have been on a tear right now as linebackers. I think Florida's only allowed, maybe a half of their missed tackles that they allowed last year, and they've really cut that down. They've also cut down the yardage that they've given up, and Florida right now, if you really want to look at it, Tennessee's been playing pretty well too, but they've only allowed 115 yards passing per game, only 75 yards rushing per game, whereas Tennessee, they've only allowed 87 and only 183 through the air. And if you look at the opponents, obviously people will say, well, Tennessee didn't play really tough opponents. Florida played a tough opponent, but looked really bad, but then didn't play a tough opponent and looked really good in that game. So, I mean, when you look at the spread, it's negative 6.5. And I believe that's pretty ample because I believe both teams on paper are matched up pretty well. I think one exceeds a little bit better than the other one. I think Florida wins a little bit on defense. Maybe Tennessee might win a little bit more on offense. They've been able to run the ball really, really well. I mean, Jalen Rice rushed for a total of 233 yards. He's averaged 9.3 yards per carry, 5.44 yards after contact, and 10 runs of 10-plus yards or more. And Jabari Smalls also looked good, 162 yards, averaged 6.2 yards per carry, 5 runs for 10-plus yards or more. And, I mean, these guys are breaking tackles and just they're causing chaos over the field. And I think when it was Shamar James and Scooby Williams, they're going to have a good matchup right here with Tennessee. And I think that's the matchup you really got to look out for because right now Tennessee hasn't had much success with Joe Milton passing the football. They've been rushing a lot more if you've looked with the eye test and looked in some of these games. And I think that's the matchup you really got to look for. Can Tennessee get some production out of those running backs? I think both teams are going to come into this game and try to stop the run because they know that Florida's bread and butter with Billy Napier has been the run game. And so far this year, Tennessee has been able to run the ball effectively. So I think both teams are going to try to stop the run early. And I think it's going to come down to whoever can rush the ball better. If somebody can get some run game out of this, they obviously might win the game. But I think they're going to force both quarterbacks to throw the football. And I think that's the matchup you look up for. Shamar James, Scooby Williams, Jalen Wright, Jabari Small, I think is going to pretty much decide this football game if it is close.